We had to work to find these foes. Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 20 hidden bosses in video games and how to find them. For this list, we'll be going over the bosses in video games that can only be fought by going off the beaten path or unlocked through achieving certain objectives.
Before we continue, I just want to give a shout out to Kart Rider Drift, the latest cross-platform racing game with over 300 million players to race against. And it's totally free to play, so you can race without boundaries. Kart Rider offers highly detailed vehicles and environments rendered beautifully by the Unreal Engine 4. The game is filled with customization options, letting you fine-tune your kart and racer to fit your personality. And with regular content drops and the addition of new skins, karts, and tracks, there's always a new challenge to conquer in Kart Rider Drift. Kart Rider Drift is offering a limited amount of codes to WatchMojo fans for entry into a closed beta. Check the description below for more info.
Number 20. Morgan Freeman, South Park, The Fractured But Whole.
You think your farts are pretty bad, huh, kid? Well, I'll be the judge of that.
He's played the CEO of Batman's Corporation, 3 presidents, one of them real, and even God himself. And now he's living his lifelong dream of running a small taco restaurant. Seems legit. Triggering this fight is easy. All you have to do is hit Mr. Freeman 3 times. Surviving the fight though is a whole other challenge though. Freeman's area of effect attacks can deal a heavy amount of damage to your party, and also leave you with the grossed out debuff. He'll also summon a younger version of himself to fight alongside Freeman, and Junior can be just as dangerous as the real deal. Freeman also has a lot of HP, so make sure you are well prepared before trying to face him.
Congratulations, you've just been Freeman.
Number 19. Giga Bowser, Super Smash Bros. Melee. Bowser has always been the big main baddie in the Mario world, but somewhere along the way, he lost himself. He became more of a comedic arc nemesis rather than a threatening one. All that changes when Giga Bowser appears in Melee. Shocking gamers, this version of Bowser was a throwback to the original design and stature pre-N64 days. Finishing adventure mode in under 18 minutes without using any continues will make Giga Bowser reveal himself. Boasting incredible size and strength, he'll also take a lot more damage before you can finally smash him off the stage. Number 18. Orlock Dracul, Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night.
I warned you. What you take from the library must be returned to the library.
This not-so-subtle throwback to the franchise Bloodstained is based on serves the player by letting them borrow books to boost their stats throughout the game. But he can also serve as a formidable opponent. After beating the main game and uncovering at least 99% of the map, take out the Tome of Conquest and head to the room 2 doors left from the Glacial Tomb portal room. When you face him, Castlevania fans will notice that he has the same moveset and voice actor as Alucard from Symphony of the Night, making for not only a challenging battle, but an awesome throwback to the classic title.
Death is too kind for you.
Number 17. Engineer Omega Plug, World of Warcraft Legion. It had taken a while before players realized this boss even existed, and then it again took a while to comprehend just how hard the boss really is. Discovered in the Nomeragon, Engineer Omega Plug can be summoned after defeating Thermoplug and pressing a hidden button on one of the pillars. It has insane area of effect damage and summons tons of bombs that are capable of one-hit kills. You're gonna need a full party with all levels maxed out to even stand a chance against this guy. After taking him down, the party will receive a vial of green goo, which can temporarily turn you into a leper gnome, if that's your thing. Number 16. Izanami, Persona 4.
Knowledge of the truth is not everything.
In order to get this boss, the player has to make a long series of correct choices to trigger the true ending route, which will eventually lead you to the true final boss. And she's no pushover. She has 2 forms, and one is considerably uglier than the other. After the party starts to realize that Izanami is impervious to a lot of their attacks, the Orb of Sight will begin to quiver and reveal Izanami's true form, known as Izanami no Okami. and it looks like a monstrosity. It'll probably take a few tries to beat this boss, and it has a move that insta-kills anyone with status elements. Knowing it's the true final boss will keep you coming back, and the atmosphere and background music will keep you focused. Bring it on!
Well done.
Number 15. Night Terror, Soul Calibur 3. This walking, hulking combination of flesh and bone that can only communicate with grunts and growls is the secret final boss and the alter ego of Nightmare, the main antagonist. To face it, you need to play through the story mode, choose the right branching paths, and the route difficulty for every character. It has a jarring difficulty spike compared to other opponents, as it can't be interrupted and has abilities that can take off half of your life with one hit. You can't even ring out the thing, as it just flies back in. Gotta take him down the old-fashioned way.
You win.
Number 14. The Dark Lurker, Dark Souls 2. In an already extremely difficult franchise bursting with epic boss battles, this one takes epic and difficulty to new heights. In order to find it, players must light all 3 beacons in the Dark Chasm of old and clear its dungeons, which itself is no easy feat. When actually fighting this creep, it can use swords, spears, beams, meteors, fireballs, and explosions to subdue the player, all the while dealing high amounts of magic damage. Oh, and if that's not enough, and once you finally beat it, it can still throw out one final attack at you, even with 0 health. Ouch. Number 13. The Moon Presence, Bloodborne. While From Software can't take up all the entries on this list, this one stands out for rewarding the player who pays attention to the lore. It's up to the player to put the pieces together and interpret the situation based on the knowledge they have. Lore-wise, the Moon Presence might be the great one that is mentioned throughout the game. To unlock the fight against this opponent, you must perform a variety of tasks, such as consuming a certain amount of items and refusing a certain request. To beat him? Well, that's not so easy to explain. Watch his patterns carefully and have that dodge roll handy. And watch out for that tail of his. Number 12. Rodin, Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2. Despite being one of Bayonetta's closest allies, Rodin appears in both games as a hidden boss. In both appearances, he's unlocked by purchasing a platinum ticket that is available for just under 10 million halos. Father Rodin, as the boss in the first game is called, is an angelic fighter who possesses massive strength and speed. Conversely, Rodin the Infinite One is a demonic iteration who is just as fast and uses powerful, swift fist attacks. Both times he is incredibly difficult thanks to the amount of damage he can inflict, so be prepared to see the game over screen a lot. Number 11. Yzmat, Final Fantasy XII. Ever since its inception, the Final Fantasy series has always had a true final boss hidden somewhere within their games, often requiring a maxed out party in order to stand a chance. But it's the 12th iteration that takes the honors just for how absurd the battle is. After defeating the Hellworm and completing all the hunt side quests, head to the clan hall in Rabanasta and obtain the contract to find him in the Ritorana Cataracts Coliseum. What makes this boss so absurd? He has 50 million HP! An incredibly high defense to boot, meaning this fight alone can last at least 2 hours, even with a maxed out party, so make sure you have plenty of spare time before facing him. Number 10. Lingering Will, Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Remix. The Kingdom Hearts franchise has had many optional bosses that can be battled after, but we're electing to include this one. An animate suit of armor brought to life by someone's leftover thoughts and feelings, standard Kingdom Hearts mumbo jumbo. Lingering Well may not have much of a personality of its own, but it more than makes up for it in its difficulty. First you have to complete all the worlds and finish the game, and then go to the Keyblade Graveyard. Lingering Will proves to be a lightning fast opponent, who can also disable some of your abilities, making for a very trying fight.
It's over.
Number 9. The Slot Machine. Star Fox, aka Starwing. The original Super Nintendo Star Fox game had a few hidden levels, but only one had this unique hidden boss. First, the player must get to the asteroid level on the hard path and shoot a particular asteroid until a bird abducts them, which will unlock the hidden level out of this dimension. At the end of this bizarre level, the player fights a giant slot machine. The only way to defeat it is to line up 3 7s in a row. However, even defeating it won't end the level, as you'll end up fighting the credits and then forever fly off into the unknown of this dimension, just hitting the end title. Yeah, you're doomed to die out here. Number 8. Culex. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the 7 Stars. Although everyone's favourite plumber is no stranger to RPG these days, Mario's first outing into the genre was a collaboration with Squaresoft, now Square Enix, the folks behind Final Fantasy. To that end, the hidden boss in this game takes heavy inspiration from that series. Culex is a purple, otherworldly being, completely unlike anything else in the game. His fight is arguably harder than the final boss, and he's surrounded by crystals that use some more powerful spells in the game, and he's no slouch either. At least you'll get to enjoy the victory theme of Final Fantasy when you defeat him. Number 7. Queen Sigrun, God of War 2018. This celebrated action game actually features several optional bosses, including 8 Valkyries, whom you can battle throughout the game. And they are hard as hell. However, it's the Valkyrie Queen that stands above them all. Upon defeating the rest of the already difficult mythical female warriors, assembling their helmets at the Council of Valkyries will summon Sigrun, their queen. Possessing most of the abilities of the others and enough strength to kill you in one hit, depending on the difficulty, Sigrun is an unpredictable opponent that will test Kratos and Atreus' skills, and those of the player to their limits. Number 6. The Cow King, Diablo 2. The Diablo series featured some terrifying demonic entities that the players had to face, but it also had cows. If the player had completed the game on normal, they can transmute several items together in the rogue encampment to access the secret cow level. Seriously, that's what it's called. It's a reference to a myth from Diablo 1. Within this area are hordes, or rather herds, of hellish bovines, who will assault you with polearms. However, hidden among the regular enemies is the Cow King. Although not visually different from the other demonic cows, the Cow King is immune to lightning, and defeating it will prevent the portal to the secret cow level from being opened up on the same difficulty. Number 5. Noob Saibot, Mortal Kombat 2. The Mortal Kombat series is famous for its hidden bosses, and it all started in the original with Reptile. However, we're instead opting for the one that was hardest to find in Mortal Kombat 2. If the player is good enough to win 50 matches in a row, or 25 on the Genesis version, the game unlocks a fight with Noob Saibot. Come here! A black, shadowy figure in the silhouette of one of the ninjas. Noob Saibot can use all of Sub-Zero's moves, although he can also use Scorpion's Spear. Later in the series, he's revealed to have been the former Sub-Zero, Bihan, though we doubt that this was the intention from the start.
Scorpion wins.
Number 4. Black Rabbite, Trials of Mana. Don't let the cute and cuddly appearance of this boss fool you. It's one of the most powerful enemies in the entire Mana franchise. In the original, he's only accessible if you have Duran or Angela as your main character, located in a hidden passage of the Dragon's Hole. In the 2020 remake, he can be found in any storyline by returning to the Dragon's Maw, Mirage Palace, or Dark Castle after you've cleared it. No matter which version you play though, the Black Rabbite will whoop your ass if you're unprepared. He has a ton of HP and can summon high-level demons, and has extremely powerful spells at his disposal. Where's a holy hand grenade when you need one?
Number 3. So Sorry, Undertale. Created as a result of a Kickstarter buy-in, So Sorry is a creature who can be encountered in the Art Club room in Hotlands if your computer or console's clock has been turned to October 10th between 8 PM and 9 PM. So Sorry will then rush in and apologize for being late, inadvertently attacking the player with crumbling bits of papers and doodles. Whether you kill him or not is up to you. Art is subjective after all. While some may argue this spot should be for Sans, we would like to remind you this is for hidden bosses. Sans is the final boss of one of the popular branching paths. Hope you didn't forget that. Number 2. The Monster Hunter Monsters, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Monster Hunter has crossed over with seemingly everything, and its collaboration with Metal Gear led to some interesting boss fights. In order to find them, first you must listen to all of Chico's briefings, next do the item capture mission in Extra Ops. During this mission, you'll find Trenya, a feline or talking cat from the Monster Hunter series, who will give you a series of missions. These missions involve battling creatures from the Monster Hunter franchise, including mainstays like Rathalos and Tigrex, as well as the Metal Gear-inspired Gear Rex.
Want more video game content? Check out our gaming channel Mojo Plays and discover games and ideas you never knew existed. With more lists, breakdowns, and our latest series, Arcade Roulette.
Justin and John are in!
Oh.
Hey, is that Porky Pig? There's a lot of things being ripped off in this game.
Number 1. Akuma, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Arguably the most popular fighting game of all time, also has one of the most popular hidden bosses too. This series' first hidden boss, Akuma, bursts onto the stage and takes down M. Bison like nothing.
Round 1, fight!
The demonic looking fighter's speed and multiple aerial projectiles are hard to handle. Almost as difficult as reaching him, as you need to defeat all of your opponents without using a continue, and either get a high score or beat them in less than 25 minutes. Akuma's legendary status has helped him become a mainstay in the franchise, and it began with this boss fight.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.